Fresh off back-to-back titles, Kobe got some heavy-duty backup. The additions of Russell Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony turned the Lakers into an absolute powerhouse. Sure, Kobe was 36 by this point, and his overall rating had dipped down to a 92. But his elite leadership, his relentless defensive motor, and that signature clutch gene meant the rest of the league still wouldn't dare take the Lakers lightly. With Russ and Melo coming in with plenty of gas left in the tank, the heavy lifting on both ends was suddenly off Kobe and Davis's shoulders. So when the 21-22 season rolled around, even with Kobe dealing with nagging injuries, his minutes trimmed down to just 26.3 a night and missing out on all NBA and individual awards due to games played thresholds, the Lakers still stormed to a league-best 63 wins. These old heads might have been teaming up in the twilight of their careers, but they became the spiritual successor to the KD Warriors, an entirely unplayable, unguardable super team. The only thing that could stop them was the medical report. If they had a full squad, finding a win against them was practically impossible. Nobody knows that better than the Nuggets. After getting gentlemen swept the year prior, Denver walked right back into the same buzzsaw, getting completely outclassed from start to finish. Game 1 was the lone exception. They managed to steal one. The other 4, decisive, no doubt blowouts. The scariest part was that the Black Mamba didn't even need to score at will, he was operating from the shadows. Aside from locking down on defense and moving the ball, his mere presence on the floor was an overwhelming psychological pressure. Round 2 brought a clash with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and the Suns. What should have been an absolute heavyweight fight instantly lost its drama. The moment DeAndre Ayton went down with an injury, the Lakers coasted to a comfortable 4-1 series win and waltzed right into the Western Conference Finals. With this stacked roster, Kobe's blueprint hadn't changed since round 1. The box scores weren't breaking the internet, but he was pulling the strings from the cockpit, and the wins just kept rolling in. 19 years deep into a legendary career, Kobe Bryant had somehow stumbled into the most relaxed coast mode phase of his basketball life. That luxury completely vanished in the Western Conference Finals. The WCF is a war of attrition, and the Battle of La turned into a brutal 7-game street fight before the Lakers finally dragged themselves across the finish line. Everybody knew a healthy Clippers squad was dangerous. Nobody expected them to be this terrifying. After dropping a tight 7-point game in the opener, the Clippers ripped off 3 straight wins to seize total control. And it all traced back to Game 2. That night, foul trouble caught up to Kobe. He logged just 17 minutes before fouling out, leaving the door wide open for the Clippers to steal a 2-point win and level the series. From that moment on, Louisiana's other tenants were completely rolling. After taking Game 3, their momentum was simply unstoppable. And Game 4, they blew the doors off the Lakers by a staggering 57 points, not only putting the Lakers completely on blast, but snatching a commanding series point in one fell swoop. Down 3-1, a furious Kobe flipped the switch. In Game 5, he dropped 21 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 steals, dragging the Lakers back from the brink and locking Kawhi down to just 10 points. As everyone knows, after leading the Lakers back to the top of the league, Staples Center was completely Laker Nation. So from Game 6 on, the Clippers were essentially playing on the road. A battle-hardened Mamba exploded for 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, orchestrating an offensive onslaught that handed the Clippers a 19-point blowout, dragging the Lakers straight out of the mud and pulling level with their rivals. In Game 7, Kobe stayed steady as a rock. A vintage, all-around stat line of 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and a block completely outshined the Clippers' alpha, Kawhi Leonard. Just like that, the Lakers punched their ticket to the NBA Finals for the 4th straight season. Standing in their way once again were the Brooklyn Nets. But this version of the Nets was missing James Harden, replaced instead by Ben Simmons, the same guy who used to give Kobe fits back during his Cleveland days. The debate over whether Brooklyn won or lost that trade was split down the middle, but a championship ring has a funny way of silencing all the noise. On top of that, Kyrie Irving had an almost obsessive, borderline crazed fixation on taking down Kobe, so the Nets played like a team on a divine mission. Right from tip-off, even as the Lakers ran a clinic on offense, even with an aging Kobe turning back the clock to his absolute prime, and even with Russ attacking and dishing like vintage Westbrook, Brooklyn refused to blink. Playing on the road, they weathered the Lakers' opening storm and punched right back. Starting in the second quarter, they seized total control of the tempo. Kyrie went off for a massive 41 points, exactor's revenge for the beatdowns Russ used to hand him back in the day. MVP caliber Kyrie in his absolute prime isn't someone you can just shut down with basic on-ball defense. In Game 2, he picked up right where he left off, keeping the pressure high. Fortunately, relying on Kobe's elite mastery of the game, the Lakers didn't just weather Brooklyn's relentless waves. They mounted a fierce counterattack, slowly clawing back control. With just over 3 minutes left on the clock, the game reached a boiling point.
Pulls up for 3. Ball goes straight in. Nets shouldn't leave Anthony open because once Melo gets his rhythm back, they are in serious danger. Simmons on the perimeter. Passes inside. Stolen by Kobe. Lakers launch the fast break. Anthony Davis with the slam. After having the ball stolen, they had zero way to stop the opponent as fast break. And that is why turnovers are fatal, leaving you at a massive disadvantage on defense. Now Drummond with the slam. Westbrook, as defense, was super fierce, didn't he get the stop? But that intensity remains impressive, which might just be why the Lakers have been powering through every obstacle. Now Davis with the ball, swings it to Anthony, turns and floater up. Misses. Nets must capitalize on every fast break opportunity to erase the deficit as quickly as possible. Durant. Nets miss again. Lakers maintain the lead. Westbrook passes outside to Davis. Three-pointer missed. Westbrook's transition push is truly absolute first tier in the league. Rozier's spin jumper blocked by Davis. Reeves catches inside, finishes the drive with a dunk to cap off his possession perfectly. Once the Lakers get their defensive transition rolling, Westbrook's passing becomes wildly dangerous. Durant pull-up jump shot, misses. Anthony grabs the board. Ball to Kobe. Dishes to Reeves. Anthony catches on the wing. Shot clock down to 5. Off the glass and in for the layup. Melo, S-touch is back. Looking like that offensive weapon of old once again. Now Durant with the ball. Shoots from deep. Misses. As fatigue sets in, Durant's shooting touch has taken a noticeable hit. Westbrook with the ball. Bullies Kyrie into a fading jumper. Got it. Westbrook even hits it with a too small gesture. Lakers' momentum is unstoppable.
With the Lakers detonating an 11-2 scoring run, the Nets' fate was officially sealed. In this battle, although Kobe shot just 5 of 13, whether it was the clutch plays on both ends down the stretch, or the relentless physical wear and tear he put on Kevin Durant all game long, it kept the Nets from ever daring to ease up on him. So much so that in Game 3, an intensive blanket defense caused the veteran Kobe's numbers to plummet. Yet that indirectly paved the way for the Lakers' other superstars to step up, especially Anthony Davis, who caught fire and became nearly unstoppable. With just over 2 minutes left on the clock, Abe used a devastating offensive surge alongside his big brother Kobe to lead the Lakers in a fierce charge toward victory.
Kobe throws the alley-oop hoop to the rim. Davis with the slam. What a connection. The chemistry between these teammates is off the charts. Davis's interior dominance is just unreal. His impact is every bit as terrifying as the legendary giants of old. Durant slashes into the paint and draws the foul. Getting this foul called is a massive win because that was Davis's final foul to give. He is out for the rest of the game. Hits the first free throw, convert one more, and the deficit is back to single digits. Second one is good too. Westbrook catches at the top of the key. Passes back to Kobe. Shot clock down to 5. Kobe pull-up mid-range jumper. Misses. Great opportunity now for the Nets to close the gap. Here is Rozier. Completely blanketed by Howard. Passes to Harris. Durant catches. Goes up for the layup. Off the glass and in. Nets have brought the lead down to just 7 points. The suspense is back. Westbrook with the ball. Kobe catches. Harris guarding him. Kobe with no clean look. Shot clock down to 3 seconds. Forces up the shot. Misses. Kobe really looks gassed out there now. The king of the league is truly showing his age, but the Nets missed a rare chance to cut into the lead as well. They must get a stop on defense now against the Lakers. Ball to Westbrook. How? Westbrook throws down a thunderous power dunk. That slam was pure brutality.
With a savage, posterizing slam over Kevin Durant by Russell Westbrook, the game was officially put to bed. Sure, the Nets were undeniably stacked, especially with a maturing Kyrie Irving. But the Lakers' roster construction was just too unfair. A matchup like this didn't feel like a peer-to-peer chess match. It felt like an all-out gang assault. To the point where, for the first time in years, Kobe's offensive gravity wasn't the absolute center of the universe. Melo, Russ, and Davis all had a limitless bag of tricks, and even Reeves was a legitimate bucket. Yet Kobe's relentless, lead-by-example grit on the defensive end was priceless. Just imagine, Kobe was a traffic cone playing matador defense, cherry-picking fast breaks and jogging through the sets, Would this slow down veteran-heavy Lakers squad, even sniffing the play in tournament? Even in the twilight of his career, Kobe left everything on the floor defensively. It wasn't flashy or aesthetic anymore, but it was raw, stubborn, and full of heart. Because in Kobe's dictionary, there has only ever been one speed, all out.
Irving step-back jumper, ball bounces off the rim, but rattles in eventually. The Nets' offense is actually a bit too isolation-heavy. Luckily, Irving and Durant are absolute forces in one-on-one. Irving charges right back in. He gets stopped hard by Westbrook. Hits the first free throw, converts the second one too. Deficit narrowed further. Up next, they must lock in on defense and try to keep closing the gap. Ball in Westbrook's hands. Pulls up right in Durant's face. Swishes it home. Westbrook is playing better and better in the second half, completely shaking off his first half slump. Now Simmons with the ball, driving with supreme confidence. Great move from Simmons. If Simmons can maintain this offensive rhythm, the load on Irving and Durant will be lightened significantly. Kobe for three, misses. Draymond grabs the rebound. Nets launch the counterattack. Harris catches. Simmons sprints to the rim. Catches, layups, all in one smooth motion. What a fluid fast break by the Nets. Deficit brought even closer. It is still anyone's game. Anthony passes to Kobe. Kobe with the second chance. A tough tip and putback scores. Lakers finally halt the slide just in time. Irving drives inside. Shadowed by Kobe. Ball is stolen. How? Alley-hoop time. Anthony Davis with the monster slam. That is the massive role Kobe plays for the Lakers today. Gradually transitioning from a scorer into a high-efficiency playmaker. Drummond layup misses. Kicks it out to Irving. Irving fires from three. Off target. Gotta say, you never have to worry about Kobe's defensive hustle, even when contests and bother plays don't show up in the flashy box score. Kobe's layup completely seals the deal and finishes the game.
With a minute left and legs completely gone, Kobe shut down Kyrie's three, then bullied his way past Harris for the clutch transition layup that put the game on ice. A lot of people think scoring just 7 or 8 points is some kind of embarrassing look for a superstar. But they fail to realize that points aren't all created equal. Some scoring is weightless, while other buckets are worth their weight in gold. Plus, stats reflect character. Some guys drop 8 points while actively throwing games and stabbing their team in the back, whereas a guy putting up just 2 points might be emptying the clip, literally risking his career just to drag his team across the finish line, completely unbothered by personal stats. That kind of pure sportsmanship is something box score watchers will never understand. Aside from staring at free stats on a screen, all they know how to do is twist the narrative and farm memes. Back to the action. After this win, the Lakers officially had the series in a chokehold. Sure, over the years they'd pulled off plenty of 3-1 and even 3-0 comebacks, but just because they could do the impossible didn't mean anyone else could. Especially come Game 5, when the Staples Center crowd watched an aging Kobe flash that long lost, lethal snarl. Channeling his inner youth, he detonated for 28 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 steals, and a block. At that point, victory had nothing to do with the Nets anymore. Kyrie, KD, all they could do was look ahead to next year. Because by this point, Kobe's playoff scoring average had dipped to the lowest of his career. He genuinely wasn't the undisputed king of the league anymore. But even so, he still willed the Lakers to a three-peat, restoring the franchise to its former glory. Anyone with eyes knew that every single piece of this success was tied directly to Kobe's selfless sacrifice. Yet Lakers GM Rob Pelinka, LeBron's good buddy, had the audacity in a post-game interview to take 100% of the credit, claiming the team's dynasty was entirely the product of his own mastermind front office work. To flex his supposed genius and ruthless vision, he cold-heartedly announced that for next season, only Kobe and Davis were untouchable. Russ, Melo, Dwight, and the rest of the crew were all getting shipped out to completely overhaul the roster. That hit Kobe hard. He shared a deep bond with Melo and had absolute respect for Russ. While he still had championship ambitions in the twilight of his career and trusted front offices. After all, his whole life had never lacked superstar teammates. He was utterly exhausted by the endless carousel of roster churn. So, during the offseason, Kobe penned an emotional farewell letter to the fans who had ridden with him through thick and thin, which meant the upcoming 22-23's season would officially be Kobe's retirement tour. Could Kobe and the Lakers pull off a graceful finish and write the ultimate final chapter in purple and gold? Fellas, if you want to know what happens next, stay tuned for the next episode.